Action. Here we go. 3.7. We are dividing polynomials. Okay? That means that we can do monomial divided by a monomial. Okay? That would look like 18x squared divided by 6x. Right? That's a monomial divided by another monomial. What would the answer be there?
3.
Just plain old 3 what?
3x.
3x. Right? 18 and 6 would cancel. X squared and x would cancel, and you just get 3x. That's a monomial divided by a monomial. Okay? What we're going to do more of is we're going to do trinomials divided by monomials and also binomials. Okay? A tri divided by a monomial. All right? An example of this would be 10x cubed minus 25x squared plus 15x divided by 5x. Okay? This is a trinomial divided by a monomial. Okay? Question?
Did you want the x squared on the...
Yes, I said x squared and then didn't put it. Thank you. Alright, a couple things to notice. Number one, always make sure that your trinomial is in descending order. Okay, what does that mean? That means 4x to the fourth plus 3x to the third plus 2x to the second plus x plus no x. This is just an example. Okay, reminding you of what descending order is. X to the fourth, x to the third, x to the second, x, and no x. Okay? Write it in the margin. It must be in descending order. Okay? This problem is already in descending order. We've got x cubed, x squared, and x. So we can go ahead and start doing the problem. We're going to put it in division. We're going to use the division bar. This is example 1 in your workbook on page 170 if you're following along. Then we've got 10x cubed minus 25x squared plus 15x. I'm going to go ahead and erase this, okay, because now you can write the problem down as that every single time. This is what you are dividing. This is the stuff on the bottom of the fraction. This is the stuff on the top of the fraction, the numerator and the denominator. Okay, that's very important. You might want to write that down. Numerator and denominator. Okay, bottom and top of the fraction. Sometimes people don't know where to put it. Right? When you've got 15 divided by 9, that's 9 into 15. 9 into 15. Okay, that's how you write it. The 15 goes underneath, the 9 goes out front. Alright, are you with me so far? We haven't even started doing the problem yet. All we've done is start lining it up. Okay? I need everybody's eyes up here. Everybody paying attention. Okay? Thinking caps on, ready to go. Okay? You're in input mode. Ready for me to input how to do this problem. Yes?
Which one was the denominator?
This is the denominator. This is the numerator. Okay? The bottom and the top. If you don't know what those mean. Numerator and denominator. Alright. Right here, we are going to put a number and possibly a variable that we are going to multiply 5x by that gives us exactly this value. That times that gives us this value. Anybody know what it's going to be? What do I multiply 5x by to give me 10x cubed? Alright, these hands up, that's great. Okay, but let's talk about if you don't see it. Put your hands down. What if you don't see it? Well, what you're doing actually is you're dividing that by 5x. What is 10x cubed divided by 5x?
2x squared.
2x squared. 2x squared times 5x will give you exactly 10x cubed. You want it to be exact, okay? You want it to, in most problems it'll work out to be exact that. All right? So that times that. Now comes the important part. Once you've got it exact, then you subtract it to get it to cancel out. And that just equals 0. Negative 25x squared just simply drops down. It's the next value, so it simply drops down. Okay? Two things there. You subtract it, you got 0, and then the negative 25x squared dropped down. Alright, are you with me? Alright, now we're going to put a number here that multiplied by 5x gives me negative 25x squared. This times this gives me exactly this. What is that value?
Negative 5x.
Negative 5x. Very good. Negative 5x times 5x is negative 25x squared. Exactly the same. It's exactly the same. Now, what do I need to do? Two things. I need to cancel it out by subtraction, which makes it positive. That just means it cancels out. I subtracted it. It changed into positive so that it would cancel. Then the 15x simply drops down, and I'm ready to go with the next value. I got one more value, and then I'm done. What times 5x gives me 15x?
3.
Positive 3. You're right. I want you to get in the habit of saying positive 3 so that I know that that's going to be plus 3. Does that make sense? Plus 3 times 5x is 15x. I subtract those and they just go away. I have a 0 remaining. I'm not always going to have a 0 remaining. But in this problem, it worked out nice and neat and I got a 0 remaining. Alright, let's backtrack. We did a monomial into a trinomial. We figured out what we multiplied by. We canceled each time. We got a remainder of 0. What was our outcome? It was a polynomial. More specifically, what was it? A trinomial. Monomial into a trinomial ended up with a trinomial. It won't always be that way. But in this case, it ended up with a trinomial. Okay? Questions? Yep?
Could you do it like with the trinomial over the monomial? Do it like that with the cross it out?
In this way, you probably could, but I want you to start learning it this way. Because when a binomial, you won't be able to do that. Yep. What we're headed to is this being a binomial. Okay?
So basically, it's just like when dividing like big numbers, only it's just that.
That's right. All right, so these are the easier ones. Don't get me wrong. Okay? But I wanted to start off easy so that we can get some confidence. Let's try another one. Can you read this one out to me? Right here. Read that one out to me.
12x cubed plus 9x squared minus 3x divided by 3x.
All right, I went ahead and wrote it in division form. I'm going to let you try this one now at your desk.
Yeah.
So you try this one solo. Now at your desk. Let me get some drink.
So do you want us to like write it to the side or keep it above the division line?
Right on the top spot. On the top spot. All right, so let's do this one. What's the first value going to be?
4x squared.
4x squared times 3x is 12x cubed, right? You subtract and it just goes away. Then 9x squared is sitting there. Positive 9x squared is sitting there. What times 3x gives you 9x squared?
3x.
Plus 3x times 3x is 9x squared. You subtract them, they just cancel out. Then negative 3x drops down. What times 3x gives you negative 3x?
Negative 1.
Very good. Negative 1 times 3x is negative 3x. I make it positive and they cancel out. I get a remainder of 0. Will I always get a remainder of 0? No. We're going to do one in just a second. Raise your hand if you got this one right. Okay, very good. Any questions? Okay, what did we do here? What was this into this? What's it called? Monomial into a, and what was our outcome? Trinomial. Okay. Any questions? Can I erase this one? All right, here we go. Now let's do one with a remainder. Okay. Read this one out here. Just put it on like this. Nice and loud.
2x squared plus 9x minus 6 divided by 2x plus 3.
Oh, okay. So now we're going to do what? 2x plus 3, is that right? Let me erase this, get this out of the way. What do we have to remember to do now? Every single problem, make sure that we put it in descending order. Good, Emilio. Always make sure it's in descending order. We got x squared, we got x, and we got no x. So are we in descending order? Yes, we are. Okay? Now we realize we're doing a binomial into a trinomial. Things are going to be a little different. Okay, eyes up here and watch. How do I make 2x into 2x squared? What do I multiply 2x to get it to be 2x squared? Just x. You could put 1x, but just plain old x. X times 2x, watch, is 2x squared. Everybody's eyes should be up here. Then I have to do x times 3, and I have to write plus 3x like that. That's why it has to be in descending order. Here comes the tricky part. This is where most people mess up. In the other problems, we just simply had to subtract, or we had to simply add. We did the opposite. We do the same thing here. We take this and we multiply it by -1. But when I take a binomial and I multiply it by -1, what do I have to remember to do? Distribute. That -1 goes there, and this becomes negative. The -1 goes there, and what happens to the positive 3x? What does it become? Negative 3x. So I change a sign, change a sign. What do you think most people make their errors there? What do they do wrong? They change the 2x squared, but what do they forget to change? 3x. You must change them both. You must change them both. Alright, so beautifully, these cancel out. They go away. They always will. Okay? What happens over here? What is 9x minus 3x? 6x minus 6. The -6 just drops down. Okay, we're almost there. Right, we got one more step. What are we going to multiply 2x by to get 6x?
3.
Positive 3. So I want you to get in the habit of saying positive 3. Why? Because I want to see a big plus 3 right there. Okay, that tells me that you know what's going on. Alright? Positive 3 times 2x is what? 6x. Exactly 6x. Positive 3 times positive 3 is what? Positive 9. But what do I have to do now?
Change the sign.
Change the signs on
6x and 9.
on both of them. If this is positive to begin with, I make it negative. If this is positive to begin with, I make it negative. So these cancel out, and I get negative 15. So this time, unfortunately, I have a remainder. No big deal. Okay? But I'm going to show you how I want the remainder written. It must be written in this format. I take the negative and I put it there, and then I say 15 divided by 2x plus 3. The remainder goes right there, and what is this value always going to be? The stuff that you divided by, the denominator. Okay? That's your remainder, and that's how it needs to be written. X plus 3 minus 15 over 2x plus 3. Question? Amelia? It's part of the, in the other problems I subtracted, I'm doing the same thing there.
Okay.
Subtraction and multiplying by -1 are the same thing. Yep.
How did you get to -6x?
It wasn't -6x to begin with, it was positive 6x and plus 9. I've multiplied 3 times that and I got 6x. 3 times that and I got positive 9. Then I multiply by -1 and multiply by -1. Why? So that those 6x's will cancel. So that the 6x's will cancel. That's the only way they'll go away. Right? Otherwise you get 12x. Alright, anybody else have a question? Alright, let's do another example. Read out the next one, Corey.
3x squared plus x minus 14 divided by 3x minus 7.
Alright, what time are we at?
14 minutes and...
Great, we're doing great. We'll do this one together, alright? What do we multiply 3x to turn it into 3x squared? We multiply by x, so we put an x right there. X times 3x is 3x squared. X times -7 is -7x. Okay, I simply multiplied x by both those values. Multiplied the x times 3x, multiplied the x times -7. Now, everybody's eyes up here. Now, what do we have to do?
Multiply by -1.
Both these signs change. They have to change. This one becomes negative and this one becomes positive. Why? So that these will cancel out. That's the only way they'll cancel out. I get 8x. Wait a minute. Did you read it out right? Is this supposed to be minus x?
Minus, yeah.
It's supposed to be minus x. Change it on your... That's okay. Change it on your paper. I knew... I don't think so. We'll rewind the tape and see. Alright, so what does that give me? Negative x and what? 7x make what?
6x.
6x, and then I drop down the negative 14. Alright, we're almost there. Okay, all we got to do is figure out the next value. What value do I multiply 3x to make it 6x?
2.
Not 2,
Positive 2.
positive 2. Now you're thinking. Positive 2 means I'm going to put a plus 2 right there. Okay? Now what? Plus 2 times 3x gives me what? 6x. Plus 2 times negative 7 gives me what? Negative 14. Oh my goodness, look how this is lining up. Is this nice or what? Right? When I turn this into negative and I turn this into positive, then what happens? They cancel out, and what's my remainder? 0. So am I done? Yeah, let's think about that. You did a binomial into a trinomial, and what was your outcome? A binomial. Do you think we could check this?
Yes.
How?
Good question.
Pull it out. Right? This is what you divided by. This is your answer. What should your outcome be?
3x squared.
It should be the 3x squared minus x minus 14. Let's check it. 3x squared plus 6x minus 7x minus 14. These in the middle give us negative x. Is that what I started off with, Roy?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is. So it checks. We know we've done it correct. Okay? Questions? Any questions? All right, we got a couple more examples to do. Hit record and turn that one off.